Let's switch over. Okay. So, gosh, I hope this is working. I only have one screen on this PC, so I can't have a separate one of me going. But yeah. All right, so this will be the third stream on the Swift app. We've made really good progress the first two streams, and I have the videos. I'm still going to upload them to YouTube so that I can continue my learning series. I'll see if I can break them down, but if I'm really lazy, I'm just going to upload them as is. But there's some big old videos, so it's probably better to break it down. Just thinking now. Let's see. Let's recap on where we were. Well, let's recap on the whole project quickly. So, our spec, is the brief, was to make a movie app that basically lists movies that we load from an API into a list screen, and then to add a search function and a details screen. We reached the point where we had the list screen working. That's where we were. So the goals for tonight, I want to make the details screen, and then depending how long that takes, possibly also make the search functionality. So that's the plan. So let's get right to it. Let's just run the app and see that everything still works. Here's our Wookie Movies project. Let's run this. Here's our simulator. I must do a splash screen too. There's a bunch of theming that must still happen. So once I have the basic functionality, because after the search, I also need to think of my own sort of feature that I would like to add. And once I've done that, then once I add my own feature, which I still don't know what that'll be here where bookmarks is, and might end up being bookmarks, or at least like a favorites. So I'm just going to do search. But yeah, details search, then I'll decide what my feature is going to be, and then I'll take a look at theming, which will include the splash screen and all of the other screens. The very originally named Wookie Movies. Okay, so let's get up our little mock-ups. Preview. Okay, here we are. So this is our detail screen. We have our backdrop image. We have the title on top of that. And the poster image, the title and rating. The text isn't that big. The stars I have to figure out. I might just have to steal some star images from somewhere. And then also the data isn't really an issue. Costs, and then the description of the movie. Okay, this is all data we have. We've loaded all of the data already. That's not a problem. I don't think I'm going to have the toolbar on the screen. We're going to rather push the whole thing to a nav. I think that makes more sense. Yeah, the toolbar will just be on the main screen. When you tap one of these, I'm going to push a new view controller into the navigation controller. I don't care if it deviates slightly from the spec. I'm not being paid for this. I'll do it how I think is best. So now the decision is how to do this view. A table view is how my current employer would do it. I don't think I'm going to though. I think, let's see. just a scroll view. We have our main image at the top. Well, so there'll be a view, scroll view, then a view inside the scroll view, and then everything can be slapped in there. And that should work. Just to make sure that these things are on top of each other correctly. I suppose I can try add like the title to the image view. I'll try that. I'll see how it works. Yeah, I'll see if I can. But I don't want to add the poster view to the image view because the stars here and these other things care about the location of the poster view. So the poster view is just going to be in the same view as this view. Then I won't add the title to the image view either. All right. Again, I'm creating all of this programmatically. I'm using MVVM. I'm using coordinator. So we can start quite simply. We can create our basic view controller. We can create our coordinator, and we can create our view model. Sorry, I'm half finishing my thoughts. It's nice to have a rubber duck to talk to and bounce ideas off of, but I'm not used to dictating everything that I'm doing out loud, and I tend to, when trying to explain things to people, interrupt myself the whole time, because I think of a better way to say the thing I just said. I guess I don't think things through properly the first time, but yeah, if I stop a sentence halfway through, it's probably because I've thought of a different way to say it in my head. Okay. All right, so let's start. We're not going to show the, oh no, we are going to show the title bar. Yeah. Okay, so just to start, we're going to use the same models. We won't need the API model. We will need a new view controller. So let's make a new group. Movie details view controller. Cool. New. I know I can command in this. Let's click a touch class, and it is going to be a UI view controller. It's going to be movie details view controller. We don't want a zip. We're creating it programmatically, and that will be in movie details. There we go. What do we have here? We don't need this, but we will be populating the view in here, and the view did load. Cool. Then we want new file. We need a Swift file. Movie details coordinator. Now this is cool because this is a coordinator pattern coming into action. So we mostly actually copy paste this, except we don't need everything that it has. We do need UI kit though, I think. Okay, it's gonna be movie details. Oops. Right, we don't need child coordinators. I think we do need navigation controller though. The child doesn't actually even need a reference to this, does it? Because it's not gonna, this isn't gonna have any more navigation functions. At the moment that's not necessary. What does coordinator need? It does need a child coordinators. Alright. We're not going to use that though. I suppose in theory we might, but we're not going to here. Right, we are going to need a navigation controller, and then the start is going to do basically the same as this. So let's go new, let's make a movie details view model. Details view model. Okay, and for now this just can be movie details view model, but it's not gonna have any functionality. Just like that. The view controller. This is the. Did I paste over? Oops. Too much copy paste. Okay, that's what we want for the controller. For the coordinator, we want this. We want UI kit over here. And then the controller is gonna need a coordinator and a view model. So our view model movie details view model. This can be null for now. And of our coordinator the controller can even be, the coordinator could potentially, no, it can't be abstract. Well, the one here, the one in details can be, not abstract, sorry, I meant untyped, like I could just say coordinator here. But we won't. Our view model doesn't do anything. So what we're going to, this is going to be a movie details view controller. And let's just name everything properly. There's a lot of retyping here to try and avoid copy pastas. Details, movie details, view model, and then this isn't going to have a delegate actually, because it's not doing any like asynchronous feedback type things. This goes here, and then so we're setting the view model. We can set the coordinator self, and then navigation controller push movie details to controller. Cool. So what we can do now from our movie list controller coordinator, we can have a func present movie details. And this is gonna go it's movie details coordinator plus the navigation controller. Do I want a child coordinator here? I don't know if I really want child coordinators, to be honest with you. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not denying that it's useful sometimes, but I don't need it for this project, and I don't like having things in just because. So we're going to take that out. Here we make the coordinator. And we can say dot start. It should be that simple. It's not actually going to be that simple. We have to pass it the actual movie still. That's going to be a thing. And we can update the view model to be built from a movie. So we can actually do that first, because we can test that too. So what we can do now from movie list view controller. No, we're not going to call it from here. Okay. You know what? So this is fine. This is all fine. This is basically the coordinator. Before we do this, delete breakpoint, delete breakpoint. What we need to do for the cell, no? There's our download file for the movies, our stack, view extension. It's the cell and the cell view model. Delete breakpoint. I think the cell view model this is the cell. Oh. Add arrange subview. Oh, do we just? I'm trying to remember what we did. Yes, so it's configure here. All right. So this configure sets the label for the movie in the list or movie genre. So this, and then removes any of the images that are there at the moment, and then for each movie, initializes image view. Cool. Okay. So what we need to do while we're here, we have the movie, and I need to try and not do some terrible memory leak here. I need to feed events back up. Alright, there's going to be a few jumps through here. We need to add an event to the image view. Image view dot add. Is it add? Gesture recognizer, yeah. Right. Gesture recognizer. Why have I not? This isn't right. The target, and this is right, but if we set, no, add gesture recognizer, we can't just we need to do what we're trying to do now is add the action to the gesture recognizes that when you tap one, because it's not a button, unfortunately. Buttons are easier, but I don't want to use a button there. And I can do a selector, that's not complicated. But I need to, let's see, Swift selector with argument. There's tap gesture recognizer, so we can just use that. Also, this is the question though. Do we want to add target? That isn't actually creating, sending an argument through. UI tap gesture recognizer. Again, self, but none of this is actually helping. This isn't really what we want to do. Create custom object of the sender. properties you want to change. Custom object of the sender, type cost the sender. Receiving function to custom object will access those properties. Okay. Well, then I think let's, in our utils, create a movie tap gesture recognizer. This is kind of cool. So a custom gesture recognizer. I've actually not done this, but it'll do exactly what we want. So let's go new file. There'll be a Swift file. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. It is a UI tap gesture recognizer. Okay. New file, Swift file, movie tap gesture recognizer. Am I spelling recognizer right? Okay, cool. Movie tap gesture recognizer. Okay, we're gonna want UI kit, I think. We're gonna make our class movie tap gesture. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Recognizer, and there's going to be a UI tap gesture recognizer, and it's going to be exactly the same, except it's also going to have a let movie in it. See. We're gonna do our own init, which is gonna take a movie, a target and an action, and then this is gonna do a init self. We need to call our overwritten init, and I can't remember the. Is it super init? Oops, init. This one. Target. Oops. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? Calm down. Target action. Okay, cool. But then we want to say self.movie equals movie. Okay. Alright. So now what we can do is kind of cool. Haven't done this before. Movie tap gesture recognizer with a movie, which we have. Let's do our movie. Target is self, and the action. Alright, we need to add an action here, and it's going to be an Objective-C action. Object-C func movie pressed, and oops, and this is going to take a sender UI tap gesture recognizer, or it might have to just be a UI gesture recognizer. And this is going to be, right, I can't remember the syntax for this because it's fucking weird. Like this. I'm gonna have to debug a little bit here, so we can have to test this. Not handle tap, movie pressed. Or it's actually tapped, isn't it? You should choose a terminology and stick with it. And if Apple wants to say tapped, then we will say tapped. Okay. I might have one too many brackets. No, I don't. cannot convert value to argument type selector. Oh, sorry, that was done. Hi, Aaron0410. How's it going? Selector, another bracket. Build failed, shocking. Okay, let's see. Software maybe notion. Okay, alright, I think we have to do this in another order. Okay. Yeah. Learn about trailing white space. That's a non-issue. Okay. Sweet. No trailing white space. That's the view model. The view model, which we can almost update to actually take the movie. So here we want to do a guard, because we only want to handle the gesture if we receive the right argument. So we want to say let sender equals sender as movie tap gesture recognizer else return. It's not spell return. True turn. Is it not? Okay, but now I'm being lied to because this is a UI tap gesture recognizer. So how is this not convertible? Ah, I must do this. Sorry, but it still might cry. No, that's fine. I think I can do a UI gesture recognizer here. Okay, cool. All right, I forgot my question mark. It happens. So what we want to do here, I think this view model needs to delegate its events back through for being tapped, and its listener so I think we normally in these scenarios, why did I close this? Just create our delegates like that. It's going to be in any object. Yeah. It's going to be a genre cell view model delegate. Genre cell view model delegate. And this is just going to have the one function, and it's going to send a movie through. Movie. And I think you can just, because if you're reading it, then you don't necessarily have to. Movie tapped. Okay, cool. Why are you? Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, and then here we want to have our delegate. Weak var delegate. This is a genre cell movie. Model delegate, pre-model delegate. There we go, and this will be nullable. So if we have our sender here, then we want to say delegate dot movie tapped, and this is going to be sender dot movie. Okay. Cool. Now these cell genre view models are initialized where? In the controller. When I'm populating, yeah, they loaded from, they returned from, yeah, we can say let cell view model equals this cell view model. That'll still work. And then what I want to do now is add another extension to this view controller. Movie list view controller, and it must be a new delegate, like that. And this has one function, movie tapped. So we've now implemented our necessary function. So we can say model delegate equals self. Okay. And what we want to do here is we want to call our coordinator dot present movie details. Alright, so what we just did was we added a new tap gesture recognizer class that stores a movie. That way, when you tap on the movie, we know which movie you're tapping. In the genre view model, which configures each of the genre cells in the list, we added functionality here. We added a tap listener to each of the movies images, and then we added to our movie list view controller the delegate implementation from the genre cell view model, so that when you do tap from there, it feeds back to the view controller. That is because the view controller is the only class with a reference to the coordinator, so we need that there. Now, I didn't debug any of this, so I don't know if it works. Let's also, just in our movie details view model, I want to add a movie, and then init with a movie. It's not used by movie. Oh my word, movie self.movie equals movie. Cool. And then in our coordinator, we are not our start. It's gonna have to take a movie, hey. So the present here is gonna have to take. Okay, the movie details coordinator is going to need a movie. We're just passing this movie around everywhere. Movie. Okay, self.movie. Okay, and then our view model here is gonna go movie. And then in our view controller, wait a tick. The coordinator. Yeah. No, this is right. Movie. Looking into that. Right, what's our error? Sweet. Okay. How can we test that anything that we've just done is working? We can open up our movie details view controller, and we can say navigation item.title equals new model.movie.title. Alright, so if what we've done is working, then when you tap the tap, it'll present this new view controller, which will have a title bar, which will be the name of the movie. Do I have any water left? Did I actually finish it all? Oh, that's sad. Okay. Tap? No. Okay, well, that's usually how these things go. Cool, let's debug. So, it could be a few things going on here. View controller. But basically, the cells aren't getting the tap gesture recognizer or the tap. So there could be a few things. We want to, in our genre cell view model, I also need to set a placeholder image there. User interaction enabled true. You can see if that'll help. The thing is, I'm not setting the type of event here. Why on earth? Oh, there we go. That was all that we needed to do. Sweet. I think we also need to do a theme class, new group, theme. Swift class, theme. What's Swift? This is, there are different ways of doing this, and I'm not gonna worry too much. Class theme. This is basically just going to be a bunch of constants so that I don't have to define colors and things in sort of each view controller or view model. So in our movie list, somewhere here, we are setting the view's background. So instead, I want to move this out to theme and say static let view controller background equal color dot just white. Oops. And this can be, yeah, we can do that. We could even we could do a base view controller where we theme it in its view.load. I'm not using did select cell there, I'll tell you, because each of these genres is a cell. So I don't want to select, and sorry, this is a stack view. So I need to know which item in the stack view was selected, not the cell. So this action and its associated list of movies is a cell. Adventure here is a cell. So selecting the cell wouldn't help me know which movie was selected. There are definitely different ways of implementing what I've done here. It was very kind of see what works as I go, but basically each genre is a cell. So I don't want to select that cell, I want to select a movie within it, and these are not cells, these are just image views in a stack view. No Country for Old Men. So that's why I did it that way. I was gonna look at doing a collection view for these, but every time I try and use collection views I give up on collection views. Adding a collection view to tail view cell. That is what I did at first, and then I got a bit frustrated with collection views, but I don't disagree. I just need to actually put some time into collection views so that I can implement them better. It would be better, especially with these scrolling, because I mean, I don't know how many, I mean, looking at the examples now, there's never that many movies in a cell. Oof, but it would help with offsets and things too. I agree with you, though. I just need to put some time into collection views when I have time. So my initial approach has been to use just the stack view and a scroll view and everything else in here. Sometime off stream, I'll put some time into collection views so that I know how to properly implement them. Not quite as straightforward as table views, at least in my experience. But I don't disagree with you. Anyway, that's why I've implemented these this way for now. yeah. But I'm gonna leave it like that for now, but I will probably, if I do some refactoring in a little bit, then I will see about slapping in a collection view instead. I even tried doing the collection cell view, just didn't have everything I expected, and I was kind of like, I know how to do this with a stack view, so I'm gonna go with a stack view. So that was my reasoning at the time. Although your chain of events up through the cell would end up being similar. But I agree with you, that's a cleaner solution. It's using the classes that are in Swift already for sort of what they're intended for. Anyway, just to do I think it's worth? No, I'm not going to do a generic base view controller. That's what I was considering now. I think that will be unnecessary overkill because it'll basically only set the background. Everything else will be different. So I'm moving to do that. What I want to do here is hide. No, don't hide the title bar. What am I saying? We do need the title bar. In actual case, what am I saying? It is on GitHub. I've been doing the full stack. As part of this project, I've been using GitHub and Postman and everything. So if you'd like, I can share a link to the GitHub if you'd like to take a look. This is a bit tedious now because I don't have this. Let me see. Oh god, what is this gonna open? I don't want to. No, 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 stop. Let me just go to. Here we go. Let me just mute myself. I'm logged in on a. Stop. Mute, please. Okay. Now I'm watching myself for not the first time. There's the GitHub. I will. It's just timed out of my own stream. Okay. If you're interested, I'm showing it on stream now, but I'm gonna post all of this stuff to YouTube when I'm done, and I will include links to GitHub and everything else. Either way, it's github.com/jasonClair/WookiMovies, and you're welcome to come look at the project here. It is a public project. Okay. Gosh. Where was I? Yeah, I need to theme the navigation controller just for consistency. I wonder if I will even have. Yeah, I'll have the navigation item. Let me just see in the sim. Okay. So it's just me as this presenting strangely. Am I presenting it or am I? What am I doing? In my coordinator. No, this is right. Yeah, it seems okay. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna still think about theming at the end, I've said before. So the goal for tonight is the details view controller, which first I had to set up those events for, and then also possibly the search, depending how long it takes. So, having been banned on my test account from my main Twitch, that's not something that's happened before. Alright, we have our details view controller. So, I, as I was saying at the start, when I was looking at the markups, this is what we're going for. I'm trying to set everything programmatically. I'm not planning to use a table view for this, so I'm going to have a scroll view in the view. It'll have its child view, which is like the content view controller. I'm going to have backdrop image view, title label, poster image view. I still have to do something for this for the rating stars, so I'll see about that. And then 3 different labels here for that stuff, for the cast, and for the description. I'm not going to have the toolbar at the bottom here because you can just press back Why do we need a toolbar when you can press back? Come now. Okay, so let's get started. The UI components that I'll need in, this is the wrong project, in movie details view controller. So I want to have a view model. So UI components, we want to have so let's what's it called, backdrop, yeah, backdrop image view, UI image view. I don't need to do this, we can just initialize it like that. And we need our poster view. I'm just saying let. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered now. Post image view, UI image, not image view. Okay. Our next, we need our title label. Let's title label UI label. And then I'll configure each of them sort of programmatically. Again, okay, I'm going to leave out the ratings for now. So after this, we need our, what will we call this? Our info label, our cast label, and our details label. So let's info label equal UI label. Let's cast label equal UI label, and let's details label equal UI label. Okay, and then configure UI component. Let's do a private function for each of these. Private oh, I'm forgetting sort of the most important two actually. So the outer ones are let scroll view equal UI scroll view, and let content view equal, it's just a view. Private func. Configure scroll view, and we're going to do another one of these for each of those. So you want configure content view. After that, we had our backdrop image view. Drop image. My word, I can't type anymore. Image view. Poster image view. Poster image view. Title label. Info, cost, and details label as well. Info label, then cost and details label. There we go. So now I can call them all. Configure scroll view, configure content view. I didn't even spell view right here. Refactor. I know, like a lot of the time it's quicker to just change them both. But Xcodes provides us with these functions. Okay, backdrop. Configure. It's after backdrop the poster image view. Configure title label. and then info, cost, and details. Configure info label, configure cost label, configure details label. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. For the scroll view, all that we really need to do for the scroll view is pin it to the view controller's main view's edges. So what we can do here is scroll view dot translate remouse. Again, this I'm gonna have to do for each one, and it is basically just to stop Xcode trying to create constraints by itself. We're going to be doing that now. I made the decision to .activate, rather do this like this in the arrays. I prefer doing it this way than saying each constraint .active equals true. So, alright, for our scroll view, we want to do scroll view dot top. Let's go around clockwise. So top leading, bottom, top trailing, bottom leading. Top anchor dot constraint equal to view dot top. So we're gonna do this 4 times. Doing top. Transform. Oh my word, how are there this many things starting with tray? Trailing anchor, and then bottom anchor, and leading anchor. Okay, cool. That should be all that we need for the scroll view. Then it's going to be very similar for our content view. Oops. One of the important things when using scroll views is that you need to have one child in a scroll view, and for it to scroll, it should only scroll in one direction. At least that's what I believe. So in order to know which direction to scroll, one of the either the height or the width need to be fixed, and the other one is dependent on the content in it. So I'm going to set the width to be the same as the parent view's width. That never changes, and that's the same as the scroll view. And then the height will adjust accordingly with the content inside it. So content view, we're going to have all of the same constraints except for one more at the end. I'm going to do a dot width anchor. Constraint is equal to view.width anchor. Okay, cool. Then the backdrop image view. There's going to be a bit of copy pasta here. So this, alright, well, let's start how we know we're going to proceed. Backdrop image view. It's going to have a top, a leading, and a trailing. It's not going to have a bottom anchor by itself. And then these are going to be set to content view. So this is pinning the backdrop image as per our preview here. Pinning the backdrop image. I should stop pointing to the screen here. It's pinning its leading, top, and trailing sides to the containing view. So top, trailing, and leading to the content view. And what we need to do next is we need to give it an aspect ratio. So I am making an assumption here that all the backdrop images are the same kind of aspect ratio. Let's find out what that is. Oh, I can't. Can I get this without? Yes, I can. Okay. Did I download one? No, that's the poster, not the backdrop. There we go. So let's see, what's our aspect ratio on this image? It is 1920 by 1080, so that's cool. Width Right, so to do an aspect ratio constraint, you need to do equal to with a multiplier. So we want its width to be equal to its own height. Height anchor, but with a multiplier, not a constant. We don't need a constant here, that was a mistake. So CG float, we know it's 1920 by 1080, so it's going to be, what are you doing? Width to height. 1920 by 0.0 by 1080.0, and that should make sure it stays at the same at the correct aspect ratio. Master Nath, hello, Elmo. Hi, thanks for popping past again, and for the follow yesterday. Okay, we're just busy setting up some views in Swift. All right, cool. We can then, so we're going to want a padding. Let me just open this again. So this amount, this distance here is a constant amount of padding. We'll have the same amount here. We'll have like half here, which will be the same as this and this. So it'll just have a big padding and a small padding. And at the bottom of this label, there's going to be another amount of padding. So let me do some constants here. Did I create a padding constant here? No. Okay, let's do it here. Padding constants. All right. Let big padding equal, I don't know. You can just do CG float equals, say 16. Let's initialize a work because you're going to cry about this. Yeah. Okay, and we can say let small padding CG float equal 8. Okay, so what we can do now, we can add our poster. I already have a height and a set on these images, so I'm just going to use the same one. A height and an aspect ratio, and the left padding is the big padding, and the center X. Oof. Let me just see what I. So I really want like the center X to be the bottom, but it's gonna have to be like bottom is bottom with an offset or a constant of half of the height. Okay, again I'm looking at this weather app instead of this Wiki Movies. I'm gonna have to do a nice icon at some point. Let's look at the cell. So we do have, here's our height anchor for the image views, and then the stack view. This has to have a height somewhere. It must be in the cell. Configure the stack view. Height anchor. Oh, there's a scroll view. Scroll view container has an image height here. Okay. So we're going to reuse this. Layout constants. This is our image height. Let us declare this the same way at least. Consistency be damned apparently. And then our image aspect ratio is going to be this. So I'm just going to, this will do in the poster view. So movie details view controller. That's where we're busy right now. So I'm just going to add it here for now and we'll sort that. Okay, so we're going to need, alright, well let's just copy pasta again because that's what we do. So poster image view, then we want poster image. Alright, we don't need a top or a bottom. Well, we kind of do need a bottom here. Well, we need a leading. Poster image view dot leading constraint is equal to content view dot leading anchor with a constant. This is where your padding comes in. So this is going to be big padding. Oh, I haven't added any of the views to their children. Let's just do that quickly. Scroll view, view dot add subview scroll view, and then the content view is going to be scroll view dot add subview content view, and then the backdrop image view is going to be added to the content view. Add subview backdrop image view. Then this is going to be the same. In fact, they're pretty much all going to be the same. Alright, our aspect ratio we have here. Our height we do actually have dot height dot constraint, and it's just going to be a constant. Oops. Constraint equal to constant. This is what we're looking for, and we have a constant image height. So this will make sure it's the right height and aspect ratio. This will make sure that it's in from the left correctly, and then we need its center. Now, so what would be nice, but I don't think, so I'm going to show you what I'd love to do, but I don't think you can do, dot center y anchor dot constraint would be nice to equal to backdrop image view dot bottom anchor. Can we do this? We can. I think it's going to cry when it runs. I don't know if this is going to work because there are different types of constraints, but if it does work, then it's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, these get a little bit more involved and then a little bit less involved. So title label, we're going to do the same thing. Title label, and then our content view, we can add our title label, and then its layout is going to be title label. Let's have a look again. So the title label is going to be a small padding here and a small padding here, and I'll give it a small padding that side too. So it doesn't have a top. So it's going to have a leading, a trailing, and a... It doesn't have a width or a height either. It doesn't have any of these. It's going to have a trailing and a leading and a bottom, but let's just copy paste this as our base. So it's title label. Oops. There are almost certainly some copy pastas going on in here. Alright, it's not content view. The trailing is equal to content view. Trailing anchor is equal to content view, trailing anchor. It doesn't have a top, it's going to have a bottom anchor is equal to backdrop image view dot bottom anchor with a constant, and the constant is going to be minus small padding. So that means their bottoms are equal, which would put it here, but then we are subtracting the small padding, which is that amount. And then the leading is the trailing of this poster view plus the small padding. So I'm going to say poster image view dot trailing anchor with a constant of small padding, not minus. That should set that up correctly. Should. Title label. Again, especially when you do lots of layout constraints programmatically without testing them, you never know what you're going to get. then for our labels, we also need to lines, number of lines. I'm going to say 0 and total label dot. It's been a while since I said this. Is it line break strategy technique for wrapping and trunking labels text? So start by word wrapping. I think that's what we want to do. Okay, next label. So the next label, again ignoring, I should stop saying it because I've said it like a million times, but the rating view we'll come back to. So this is our info label. Info label. Add it to the subview. Use the same methods there. Now it is going to have a leading on the content view, a trailing on the content view, and a top on the poster view. So it doesn't have a bottom. It's going to have a top. Oh, you know what? I think we do actually want constant minus small padding on this one. Hope that works. Okay. Title title label. It's not title label. It's going to be info label. So its top anchor is poster views bottom anchor. Post image views bottom anchor, and no plus. It's going to be a minus. No minus. It's going to be a plus. Plus small padding. And then the leading and the trailing are going to be content view. Leading, and it's big padding. Okay, cool. That does exactly what we want there. Now we want to do very much a similar thing here for configure cost label. So cost label. So I'm doing this view controller the other way around to how I did the previous one. In the previous one I did all of the logic first and then I did the UI. Now I'm doing the UI and then the logic. The logic though is pretty simple because it's mostly just returning labels from the view model. So this is now cost labels. So that's this one. Cost has a big padding, I think, between here. This is a big, yeah, and this is a small. We can always adjust these depending whether we like how they look or not. So let's add a big leading, trailing, and top padding. It's info label and content view. So the top is equal to info labels bottom with a big padding, and then the leading and trailing are exactly the same. Okay, and then the details is the last one. Details label. It says a details label, and it needs a bottom label. So that's how the scroll view works. The scroll view needs to know where the bottom is, and so your last view in the scroll view needs to sort of attach itself there. Details labels top though is equal to cost labels bottom. The leading and trailing, do I need to actually, have I done info label? Should I be having a minus here and here and here? We'll see what it looks like. It's fine. My logic, I can't remember ever, but if you have like, so say they're equal, then it would put the edges here, and if it's plus, then it would put it like here, where you don't want your text going to here, you want it to go here. So here minus whatever the padding is would put you here. At least I think that's the case. And then the bottom is our last one. I think that's also minus. Okay, now it's probably going to explode, but let's just run it. There's no content, so none of this is actually going to sort of display, although the image views will still take up space. Okay, so click. All right. As we expected, everything broke. Unable to activate constraint with anchor X image view leading. I think this might be the one that I said might break. Yeah. But I don't know why it says x-axis and leading, so maybe it's not the one that I'm thinking of. But anyway, let's have a look there. Post to image view. So I didn't think that this line would work. The Y anchor is a different type of constraint to a bottom anchor, but we can say hello again, Master Dad. I do appreciate your comments. Goal. Thanks for making an effort. I do appreciate it. So we can fix this by instead saying its bottom anchor is equal to. Also, this is a copy pasta. This should be post to image view. Too much copy paste. Too much copy paste. Okay. I just want to try it again now with the. I think it's still gonna break here. You're gonna see. I'm gonna put a breakpoint here. It gets there. So if it breaks on the post image view, then I'm pretty sure it's what I think it is. Blah. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Okay, cool. That's fine. We expected it. It would have been really convenient, but also too much to ask. So instead of using the center Y, we're gonna say the bottom anchor is equal to that view's bottom anchor with a constant, and the constant is going to be half of the image height. Image height divided 2. Is this line too long? Lint hasn't complained yet. Okay, so this should work now. Okay, something else broke. Doesn't like that. Unable to activate constraints with anchors, x-axis anchor, and image view dot leading. Okay, what am I? Did I not? Width and height. And height. Is it in this view still? Let's just check. Debugging, the glorious part of coding. But I'm fairly sure it's still in this class, or this function. We'll step over. Yes. Okay. Stop. Okay, well, there's another cool thing we can do here, which I don't like very much, but just for debugging sake, we can say dot is active equals true on everything, and then see which one it breaks at, and see if we can figure out why. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't. It's complaining about line length now, but we're not worried about that because we're not going to leave that like it is. So let's step in, over. Okay, the leading anchor. Post image view with the content. This should be fine. Really? Am I losing my mind? Why is the image view's leading anchor being set to the content view's leading anchor, which is exactly the same thing that's happening here with just the padding? Why is that breaking? The app. Okay. Oh, am I? Yes. Oh my fuck. You know, I wonder if the. Oh no, it's a different error, isn't it? I wonder. Okay, it's gonna work now. That's copy paste. That's also a copy paste. So I copy pasted the adding of the subview. Let's just press play. It's gonna work now. Okay, no, it's not gonna work now. Try again. Debug. Is it still in the same place? Click. Step over. No. Title, info, cast. Okay. Yeah, okay, I think it's yet another. This is where the danger is of copy pasting. I'm glad I could highlight this. Details, info. Yeah, we're not adding the cost level. Okay. Fucking hell. Delete breakpoint. The post image. Okay. This should work. But you know what I actually really want to do? Not flip the phone. Okay. Does the loud work though? It should. Yeah. Alright. There's nothing to show because nothing has anything, but that's okay. So I want to just try something. Let's try our center X again. Anchor dot constraint is equal to backdrop image. What was I doing? Clearly not thinking straight. Center is backdrop image view dot bottom anchor. Okay, let's try this. This one might break. Cannot convert value of type y-axis anchor to left. Why did it not give me this error before? I'm so confused. Okay, I think we fixed those copy pastas. There are probably more, but that's okay. Comma. Cool. I wonder, is it not? It should be animating nicely and it's not. View. Where's the start for this? Oh, I said false. Idiot. That makes more sense. You want to animate your pushings. Well, unless you don't, but I do here. Click. That looks way better. Cool. Alright, next step. And this is the bit we can test. So do I want to debug? We can make a... Where's my test class? Yeah, movies test. So we can make a new file. Oops, no, a UI unit test case class next. So we should do tests before implementing things. That is what I'm about to do. Movie details, almost 10 o'clock. View model tests. I can just, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to leave it. It didn't do anything. And I don't plan for it to do anything. This is going to be the same, except it will be a different view model, but that's okay. Add testable import blah. Add testable import. What is it? Wiki movies. Yeah, wiki underscore movies. Wiki movies. Cool. Then we are going to want to do that, but this is going to be a movie details view model. So it's going to cry. There we go. We don't need either of these tests. So we now need like, oh yeah, we need our test movie. Let test movie equal movie. Do you think I can from? Oh no, I want to be able to manually create it. Can I just say movie? No, because that doesn't initialize anything. Okay, fine. Here's our models, here's a movie. Oh, you know what I can do? But I don't really want to test movie list view model. I just want to initialize a movie. Do you think? Okay, I haven't actually tried sort of using JSON in a project. So let's see. Where's our postman? Okay. Oops. Don't save. This is a movie. This is The Dark Knight. Are there errors in this test? Can we run this test now? It failed. I'm gonna have to refactor these tests. Oh yeah, they used to just return string genres. Now they return. Well, I need to look at these tests again. Okay, we'll refactor those now. Do you think I can make a JSON file? GeoJSON. What if I make a JSON string? Let movie JSON equal. Oops. There is a thing you can do, if I remember right. We don't want that either. We want this. We want to tab this. Man, and there I was thinking I'd never need this triple. Why will it not tab? Can I like do this? Will that work? I don't like how this looks, but alright. Now we need to try and create a movie from this. lazy var test movie equals movie from decoder. So again, haven't done this before, but in our movie list view model we do decode. I should probably also improve this, but whatever. Decoder is a JSON decoder. We can try something like this. I don't know if this is gonna work. This is a learning stream. A JSON decoder. Okay, this is sort of the test. Let's encoded JSON equal try. JSON serialization dot. Do we have to with data? Dot what? Stream. Do you think I can do? Data with JSON Object. Any. What if I just give it movie JSON? Movie JSON options. I don't know if this is gonna work. But it'll be cool if it does. That's what we want. And we know it's just going to be one movie. Let's movie equals that. Well, we can just say return. We're not going to do any of these things. Catch. Return null. Oh, what you said about here? Line length. Oh, for Christ's sake. Editor placeholder in source. I don't know what that means. But let's do a swift lint ignore. Okay, hello Batman. Swift lint ignore next. I think someone does it in here. Disable next. Yeah. So we want. Yeah, this is a comment, I think. Disable next. Line length. So need a space. Okay. That didn't quite work. But if we just say disable. Okay, it's cool with that. Movie is going to be yeah, that's going to be sad though, because this movie is optional. Guard let movie equal movie. Else throw. Can we do that? Movie does exist in scope. What are you talking about? Oh, test movie. Oops. Expected expression for error. Can I just create an error? Okay, I haven't done custom errors much. Swift throw error with message. Just wait to throw an error exception with a message. Okay. We do want to throw here. We do. So let's just freaking bite the bullet and do all of this. Movie decode error. And it's only gonna have one. Failure. Failed to decode movie JSON. Okay, I am aware that there's an error here that I still have to do something about. Editor placeholder in source file. Swift multi-line string. It is a thing. Yeah, like this. That's what I'm doing. Var string equals or let, doesn't matter. And that. Editor placeholder in source file. What does this mean? This isn't a thing I've seen before. Swift. When you insert code by auto completion, there may be placeholders, blue rectangles. What? There aren't any placeholders though. Throw movie decode error dot failure. Movie. Okay. Oh. Well then we just want to say error.localize description and not here, we're not return null. Okay. Identifier name. Enum element should start with a lowercase. Okay, fine. It's more copy pastes. Refactor, rename. Failure. Okay, build succeeded. Really? Because that looks like an error to me. Maybe it's a fake error. There are errors though here that we're aware of. Okay, let's quickly try fix these old tests. So you should run your tests more often. So what are we testing here? Test load movies with search. We test that there are genres for each genre. We're testing that there are movies. Okay. ViewModel.movies isn't actually a thing anymore, but we can still test this. We can say ViewModel.genre at index dot movies. This should return a what does this return? It returns, yeah, the view model. Does this not have, oh, it's private. Internal. I don't like doing that, but here we go. Okay. There we go. Not count. Oops. When I'm building, it's not rebuilding this thing. Alright, we're going to do the same thing here. So this test should now work again. Sweet. And then this test, is this going to work? Well, there are no tests in here, but it builds. So now's the real test. Okay, so what are we going to test here? We're going to test the two paths. Test backdrop path. Right. Func test backdrop path. I'm going to make a bunch of functions that don't exist. This is actually how you are supposed to test in sort of test driven. Kind of. Anyway, test poster path. Func test. Let's just have a look. Title. String. Test. Oops. Info string. Func test. Cost string. Cost string. And then description. Func test description string. Okay, so you have our view model. These are like one-liner tests. xt assert xct assert equal. So the backdrop path, basically view model dot. Now these functions won't exist. Drop path. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make them variables because consistency. Movie, no. Oh, it's called test movie. Hey. Dot backdrop. Yeah, okay, no. This is what we expect. We're just gonna go through each function now, put in our properties. So poster path, title string, info string, cost string. Okay, we can't just do a straight comparison for all of these. For some of them we have to build up the strings to test against here. So description. Okay. For the poster path we can just do that, poster. But I think for all of the others it's not a plain string. Oh, for description it is. What is this? No. What is that field called? Overview. Overview. I might need to refactor something here. Overview. Yeah, so I want that to be called overview in this view controller. So we're gonna have details there. I call it details here. I'm very consistent. Overview label. And that means here we're gonna, oh my word, no, this was the prime time for a refactor and I didn't do it. Refactor, rename, overview, enable. And then the configure as well. Configure, rename, refactor, rename, configure. And my eyes are starting to lose focus, so that's always a good time. Okay. Test overview string. Overview string. Okay. For this one, and this one, we can just test against the structs values, but for the title, the info, and the cast, they're slightly different. Given, well, yeah, let cast string equal test movie. Let's see. It is the title with a space, and then in brackets the rating. So we want. So this is how you do string interpolation in Swift. You do a slash brackets, and you can slap other things in the string. So we want one space between them, and we want string bracket here and there, and here we want test movie dot what was it? Rating. IMDb rating. Is that the rating that is? Is it rating or is it like PG? No, classification. Why? We have stars for IMDb rating. So I'm going to assume that by rating here they mean the classification, which is like 18 plus. That's what I assumed was going there. So I'm gonna stick with that. Classification, and then test movie dot title. Cool. And then we can test against this. Okay. Yeah, it's still gonna have the error because this might have brackets, optional brackets around it, which won't return what we want. Let's just do that, should make it happy. For anyone wondering, this question mark is basically saying if the value in front of it, which is test movie.classification, is null or empty, instead do this value, which I'm just giving it an empty string. Okay. The info string we can do the same way. It's just the year, the length, and the director. Info string title movie dot. What's year? What's the year field called? Oh no! Dates! Okay. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that bit now. Okay, we're gonna have to do a date formatter. They really managed to find a way to slip in everything into this fucking test. Okay, length is just the value we can use. We don't need these brackets here anymore. Length. Director. Which could be, oh my goodness, okay. Let, oh my word. Nothing's as simple as you want. To string for this is gonna cry because this could be empty. Okay. What we want to do is say if oops, vector string dot count greater than 0, to string dot append, comma space, and then afterwards we go director string dot append director. Easy. Okay. Fuck. This can't be a let. So here's our director string. I've got to do the length. Okay. No, the length is fine. I've got to do the released. Hold on. The frustration is mounting. Released on. Oh. I think. Do we just show the year? For me, I think. Yeah, it just says year. So we're just going to show the released year. Okay. This, like, you know, it doesn't matter which language I'm working in. I'm never going to remember off the top of my head how to do a string to date and then get a part of it. This is something you Google every time. Swift string to date. I'm not going to do it with string extension. I think that is very much overkill for what I'm trying to do here. But this is still helpful. So we can say let date format. Okay. You know, but by doing this, I'm doing like half of the work for myself that's going to go into the view model. So this is not a waste of time. String. And then once it's there, it's going to get tested immediately. So this is actually very valuable. Build the date and extract the year. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do the date format. Oh, let's just paste it here. But I'm going to do the date formatter in the setup. Because from experience, date formatters are very slow. Although we don't really want to reallocate it. Nah, we're just going to do it here. It's a test. It doesn't matter. But in the view model, I'll do it in the initializer. Alright, now the format that we get it in is this. So year, 4 year, month, day. So it's like this. But the hours, minutes, and seconds are probably different. T. Well, I guess not then. But I don't know. Hope that T is not a problem. Okay. So let's try this. Do I have to do this? Do you think? Well, we'll see if it works. Date format dot date from test movie dot date. What's it called? Released on. Okay. And then Swift get year from date object to get the day and month from date dot type. What'll that do? Let year equal calendar dot, okay. What are date components? What is a date component? Date component. Not comment. Component. I can't spell component. Date components. Encapsulates the components. Of a date in an extendable structured manner. It does have a year. Year as an int. It's fine, it's already an optional string. But the issue is that the date might be null. We can just do date. Just give it a basic date to work with. And then we can say here year or nothing. Holy shit. Is it not an optional? Oh, it's because it isn't. Well, 0. Okay. Holy shit. Title string. Why did I call this cast string? I'm losing my mind. String. Title string. I'm actually losing my marbles. Okay, and info string and our newly built up info string, which uses test movie for its stuff. Okay, the overview one is the least easy. And then the cast. So the cast, let cast string equal, well, it's going to be a var because we're going to have to build it up. So what is the cast string supposed to look like? It's just cast with a comma separated. Oops. Cast. I think that should be an uppercase C. Cast colon space. For cast in, well, it's probably actor, hey? For whatever, cast member in test movie dot cast empty. We kind of want the index. Can we not? So we want to add the comma, but only. Okay. If cost string, I don't like doing this, but count is greater than, what is this? 5, 6, 6. Cost string dot append comma space. Otherwise it's exactly the same. Okay, well that's simple enough. Okay, now this is obviously not going to compile because I'm trying to compare values I have locally to values on a view model that don't exist. So I need to go create these view model properties. I should have also pushed my code by now. Let's start raid. Oh dude, thanks for the raid. That's really cool. I don't know if any people in your raid might be interested in a stream about Swift programming, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. And shout out to you, and yeah, if anybody, I will be I do play games in between, but at the moment I'm on a bit of a timeline to finish this assignment, so this is what I'm working on. But thank you very thanks again, dude. Do appreciate it. Yeah, so if anybody wants to learn a bit of Swift, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Otherwise, I will be jamming games every now and again when I'm not otherwise, committed. All right, now, never minding all of these red lines, let's go to our controller, our view model, movie details view model. So what we want to do now is create these access of ours. Before I do that, we want to create our date formatter. Yes. Click. Thank you. Let date formatter. How do you spell it? Date formatter. Okay. That'll get that set up. And then we need to now create our properties. So once again, looking at our mockups, we need our backdrop image. Our drop image. And we can just return movie dot backdrop. That should work. And now, if we just want to check something, this will still have all of its compiler errors, except, why did I call it? Oh, it is backdrop path, because it is just a path, it's not the actual image. B. Okay, and this one, you're gonna backdrop path. What did I call it before? Oh, it wasn't optional. Okay, that's fine. I can get around it being optional by just doing this. E. Okay. Alright, sweet. Next one is the poster part. Path. Poster. Sweet. The next one is the title. Var title string. So I've already done the logic for these. Return this. Okay, what you said about me referring to test movie. And actually, now these can't be nil anymore, so we don't need these. Okay, cool. Next one is the test info, so we're going to reuse our work for info string. Okay, we will actually have to return this. Return. We don't need the data formatter, we already have that. Movie. Okay. Again, okay, your movie's not null here, or not optional here, so I don't need these null checks. Sweet. Okay, that's info string. Next one, cost string. More string. And we don't need this, so there's no such thing as test movie. Again, can take that out. That should work. And then overview. It's just going to return the overview. Except this should be called overview string to stay consistent. Or overview string can return movie dot overview. Okay. Anything not here? Supposed to path. Well, let's try run this bad boy. Again, the JSON thing still might not work. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Yeah, okay. This is about what I expected. So this took any object. How do we make a JSON object? So let's see. Swift string JSON string to data, because that's to JSON object. Here's our JSON text. Do I have to use a dictionary? Okay, let's try this one. Straight up. Oh wait, this one has 100. The problem is that you thought your JSON string is a dictionary. It's not. It's an array of dictionaries. Okay, but in my case, it is actually a dictionary. Okay, so I am. To pass the data. Let's data equal. What is this again? Movie JSON dot data using dot encoding dot. What do you say? UTF-8. Okay, we probably don't. We can probably just say .utf-8. Sweet. Reconnecting to chat is not what I want to see. Come on. Alright. And now we get our JSON data like this. Please. Sorry, my chat is not so lucky here. Let's just open Twitch again. Not following. No. There we go. Okay. Well, color me confused. It's still connecting to chat. That bodes poorly. Just gonna connect on the other accounts so that I can just make sure that nothing completely wild is happening. We are muted. I can watch myself because that's a good time. Okay. Freaking hell. Again, very professional stream. Okay. This should give us the data object. So then we can try the JSON serialization. And we can try give it this. I hope it's not the format. Let's try again. Test failed. It's okay. It'll be cool when this is working because then I'll know how to do this in future. Invalid top level type in JSON. What if I again, this is an array of dictionaries like he says. Json Object with data. Okay, so I think we still need to do this. Let's just have a look at what this other fellow did. Okay, let's Json Object equal loading. Another try. Try JSON serialization dot JSON object with data. And what do we say? The options are don't allow fragments. Okay, let's try again, see if that works. Freaking chat, man. Okay, we have the same thing. Invalid top level type. Do I need to freaking escape? No, that's just because it's a string there. I shouldn't have to do this to everything, should I? Ugh. I don't like this. Okay, well, let's see. The top level JSON. Swift. Try using JSON serialization to Json Object. That is what I'm doing, unfortunately. So the bit that it's sad about oh well. Does this need to be unwrapped? If we hold on. Let's just do a test that always no, it's never gonna pass because it's always gonna pull the setup first. Build failed. Okay, alright. Let's talk about this. So data is null. So we can again do God let else. What are you talking about? No? Because it's not void. Okay, fine. Oh my word. Alright, okay, it's fine. So, we have our JSON object here, apparently. Let's try debug and do it to there and see what our JSON object looks like. So we have a JSON object here that is apparently not null, not data. What if we just print it? And check it out, it is a dictionary with all the right stuff. Although the keys are funny. What if we just slap this in here? Okay, let's try again. Yeah, no, the keys are fine. Swift dictionary, what does this return? It returns an any. Okay, interesting. In data or null if an error occurs. But so the encoded JSON bit isn't so amped. It looks like it's being written to the object fine. It's kind of frustrating now because this is part of our tests, it's not part of our actual main project. But we do need it to work so that we can test with this without testing more than we should be. Interesting. It kind of is swifty and unwieldy. Will this work? Json decoded. I'm gonna try this. Let's just comment out everything I have here. So we have a string, which is the same thing this guy has here. Movie equal JSON decoder decode movie from movie JSON. Oops. Movie JSON and movie. Don't know really that I need to print it. Return movie. Okay, let's if that works. No, it's a string to expected type data. Oh, data using UTF-8. Okay. See if that works. Oh, he force unwraps it. Sure, what could go wrong? Well, it'll just crash, which is about what we're getting now. Just do this. Okay, so movie's null. Did you po movie here? Oh, movie's some. Holy shit. Well, fuck me. This is a million times simpler. Test succeeded. Okay. We can just return this. Just run everything, see what happens. One thing failed. Which one? The title string. Dark Knight 13 plus is not equal to the Dark Knight. Why is there a freaking... One of these is fucky. I think it's this one. No man. Not on simulator. Jump to definition. This one. I am not... There we go. See, we found a bug thanks to our tests. We learned something thanks to our test. We did half of our program logic thanks to the test. All hail the mighty unit test. Not big on this, but whatever, I don't care that much. The next step, I wanted to do the search tonight, and it doesn't look like we'll get to that. But the next step is to populate. So we can say backdrop imagery dot download from view model dot anyway, backdrop path. This is going to be optional, so not super amped about this one. You just do if late. Okay, same thing for the first image path. Also, first path, don't need post path view, or post to view, post image view. Okay, for the labels it's easy because they allow nullable title label dot text equals new model dot title string. Okay, and then the same for the info label for string costs. And here we want our, we're doing overview. Okay, let's run this bad boy. Hey! Would you look at that? It doesn't scroll. I think it doesn't need to scroll somehow. We have the issue where we are under the title bar. I've dealt with that before, but for the life of me I can't remember what I did, so I'm just going to Google that quickly. And then also we have the issue where our title is behind our backdrop. So let's... No, it's not. It's just, I think we need to make its text color white. That'll sort that. So the title, font of color, tint color, text color, not white. Okay, I'll sort that, and then how are these fitting so nicely? And why is my spacing a bit different here? What's the spacing between these two? Info and cost. Let's just do a small padding here. Because what I do, overview labels, top anchors, cost labels, bottom anchor with a big padding. It doesn't look so big. Why does that one look so big? Anyway, it's not that important. What? Cost label, the top, is info label. The bottom. With small padding. How did it just get bigger? Something weird going on here. Probably another copy paste. It's just huge. Why is it so big? Also, how is it possible that these are all fitting so perfectly that I don't need to scroll? This seems impossible. There's got to be one with a longer description. That padding's also too big. This padding's too big and this padding's too big. And that padding's way too big. Okay, let's mess around with paddings because that's a good time. Leading anchor of the title is equal to the poster view's trailing. What is small padding? Small padding's like 8. This is weird. Is it getting bigger? No, it's not like... Is it? Is this the complete... This is impossible. How's it fitting so well? Oh no, wait, it's stretching. Is it stretching out somehow? It doesn't have to fill the screen. What if we do a debug? What's this? Yeah. Okay, that's not supposed to be happening. It doesn't have to take up the whole height, man. Am I behind the title view? I think I am. Let's look at Schindler's List image and see. No man, I have the Batman one. Just press play. Okay, so we found a few minor things. Batman. Yeah, we're chopping off his head. That's not supposed to be happening. Okay. Okay. The content view. Scroll views bottom. Yes, the content view's not set up correctly. It's supposed to be the scroll views, top, trailing, bottom, and leading. This is more copy paste, and the views width. Okay, this should fix that ridiculous spacing, because it wasn't actually spacing, which is why me changing the spacing didn't fix anything, or the padding. Okay, there we go. Let's see what on earth is going on with the Spider-Man one still. Is that the whole thing? The Batman one? You gonna load? Yes. Okay. Alright, we fixed some things. Pulp Fiction. We've definitely fixed some things. Okay, I have to silence some things. Okay, the leading for this is too big for the trailing for this. Is the leading for that also too big? Let's see. Yeah, this is way too far to the side. Let's have a look what's going on with our poster view. Scroll view, content view, backdrop, poster view. The width. This is backwards. There we go. All right, minor issues, all sorted. We don't seem to have a, I don't know why there's a little gap here, but I kind of like it. So I'm gonna leave it. There's still the ratings view. Our custom view, more functionality and theming, which includes the splash screen as well as the app theming. I mean, this blue back doesn't look so nice, does it? Can't remember how to change that. Swift, change, back, color, navigation controller. No. No man. Swift, change, back, color. What's that suggestion there? So we can do that in the theme dot tint color. So we do that in our coordinator. We create the view controller. No? Do we? Do we? No? I'm so confused. It's in scene delegate then? Is on app controller. Dot navigation bar dot. Let's see. Let's try change each thing and see what works. Okay. Dot white. Oh, that did it. So I'm not going to change all the other things. That's exactly what we wanted to happen. Right, again now I'm messing with themes which I shouldn't be bothering with right now. Is there not one that's going to actually make the thing scroll? I don't know if there's one movie with... Ah, here we... Yes, okay. Okay. Probably figure out why there's a little gap there, but whatever. That's tiny things I can change later. Oh, I typed the wrong number. It's 2-0. That's why. It's not quite the right aspect ratio. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. Progress has been made. We have our details view, sans rating view, which I'm still gonna look into. Now I kind of want to do the search view. So that's going to be in our list controller. So what I want to do is, I know this is meant for like selecting, toggling, but I'm not going to, I want to tap and then I want to bring up a pop-up. But in the delegates, do we have a tab bar? Delegates. UI tab bar delegate. Okay. So this is going to crash. We're going to have to do a new extension. UI tab or delegates. Okay, I don't know what the functions are, so let's have a look. Yeah, man. So they were all optional. Did select. Oops. Here we are. I think that sounds like the one we want. Item. Okay. Does it have a... Here I add the items. Oh, they have a tag. Okay. Item dot tag. Okay. Let's just do a little enum here. So it's better than comparing actual strings. Enum. Does this one need to be tabs? Oops. Int case can have box search, and then we can say here tabs dot box. That bookmarks one will probably change, but it doesn't matter. Search, and here, right, we can say switch item dot tag. We can say tabs dot bookmarks case tabs dot search default nothing. No, well, oh my god. Bookmarks and search. It's gonna want to default because these are not. Do I really have to dot raw value each of these things? It is an int. Yeah, it's not exhaustive. Case, no case. Default. Print. Guess this is as good as mine. Okay, so now let's see if we press the buttons, we can check if we're printing out bookmarks and search. And then we want to pop up the search bar. We'll pop up a search window. I always said here. Oh. It's kind of like, what's the point of typing your enum like this if you still have to say freaking raw value every time you want to use it? Ugh. Search, cool. Search bookmarks, you can see them printing out over there. Alright, Swift, present, alert, controller with text input. I have done this before, but yeah, fuck me, long ago. And I don't. In the last main project I did where I had like sort of creative freedom, I didn't use alert controllers. I made my own pop-up view controller, which I just presented over, and it gives you just so much more control over everything. Okay, well, if it's this easy, that's nice. Extent search controller. So let's just say search alert. Is this indentation? Search. Oh god. Well. Text field. Let's see. What would be the a nice terminology for the search pop-up? So it has a title. That would be enter search value, and then you have your search button. String default, that's all fine. And AC, okay. Let cancel action equal UI alert action title cancel, style is cancel, and it's not going to do anything. AC.add action cancel action. So let's alert. Wait, refactor. What's a shortcut for refactor? Why isn't it here? Anyway, refactor, rename, alert. Okay, so we can try here. Send search alert. And what we want to do here is we want to do a self.load movies, but with our search field. Search value string is null. So search param. Let's make this param again to try and be a little bit consistent. Null default argument value cannot be converted to type string. Oh. Yes. What is this moaning about? Alert, alert, alert. Oh. Alert. How did that become alert, alert, alert? Load movies, search param, answer. This cannot be called answer. Search param text. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay, it's still gonna highlight the search thing, which isn't ideal. It might work. There you go, enter search value. Can I wonder if I can... well, crime, search. It didn't really show me the... What's the problem here? What is our error? I hate errors like this. What does this mean? Refresh, unrecognized, selector something. It's the fucking refresh thing. Okay, just we're gonna have to look at this refresh control at some point. Ooh, so it just breaks when I refresh. Okay. I've got to look into the refresh control. I need to make a little bit of a list of... Where's my music gone? I've finished my music. Let's try a different one. Okay. Crime. Drama? Nothing. Is it case sensitive? But I don't know about this search. What do we do? Crime again? That works. Action. Oops, I misspelled action. Action. I need to have like a clear search button here, which I think and also maybe a no results thing. Yeah, that's doable. Okay. But yeah, maybe a clear switch. And then also, the other thing I wanted to look at was when you press whatever button, which actually means I will need a handler here. Ugh. Do I need this underscore in, not im, in func, so it's for private, clear tab selection. How do we do this? Can we say tab bar, oops, tab bar dot select. What if I do this? There's no. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's give it a shot. Why did it deselect immediately? Was it doing this already? Hold on. When the other view was presented, did the tab bar not select? Or not show as selected? No, it didn't, because it's in the background. Interesting. What if we just, what if we just put it like, I'll delete that now, so I'll try. No man, I'll just put it here, it's fine, it's fine. I know it looks a little weird, but it's not the end of the world. Control, run, okay. Crime. If I search for empty string, that returns everything. Okay. Okay, so we've actually done the search like we wanted, and we've done the details. Sans rating. There's two things I want to do quick. I want to do an empty. Okay. So this. So if there's no view model, then we do want to return null. Code view model will view model else return null and just null, I guess. And then here we can say on account we don't need to do this because it's not optional anymore. Equals 0, 1 else view model dot run account. It doesn't. Okay. Okay, cool. People don't think about how much goes into even a tiny app. I'm moving a bit of logic into the view controller here, which isn't ideal, but it's mostly related specifically to, views. So what I need to do now is here in the table view logic. So we want to do the same check here. Sort of, not exactly the same. Basically, let's return. Then we want to say yeah. If cell not cell view model dot genre count equals 0 else. And for else we want to do what we were doing at the moment. Otherwise we want to say let cell equal UI table view cell, and then cell dot title text label text no movies found sad face turn cell. Okay, don't need this optional anymore. Okay, so now if we do a search for like blah blah blah, which shouldn't return anything. No movies found. And then if we do a search for crime, and if we do a search for everything, if we once again do a blah, ah. So I want to see if I can add a placeholder. This is now like minor things that I'm kind of wasting time with. Alerts dot text fields So thing dot placeholder. Again, I'm not sure what the search is on. We can maybe play around a little bit with Postman. So we know crime does. We know the thing is, crime returns the crime movies. Drama does not return any movies. So what exactly is this field searching on? Is it searching on the overview? It might be, because these two both have crime in their overview. So what if we search for partner? We know that that should return Pulp Fiction. So partner. Okay, I think we figured it out. Search. Let's just look at another one. So, criminal. Search. That should return Batman. And also the other Batman, because they both have criminal in the description. Okay, good to know. Cannot use optional chaining on non-optional value of WA text field. I knew there was an optional in there somewhere. Oops. I don't know, anything looks better than nothing in the placeholder, but I'm not sure what the right word to use is. We should maybe... We can do something funner and just search term, and then here we can say, what do you want to watch? Or we could maybe do that the other way around. I don't know the best way to do this. I can't view the chat. Or we can say, what are you looking for? Because it's a search. What? I'm spending way too much time on this. Are you looking for? Type your search value here. Enter your search term in here. Okay. This is stupid. Why am I spending time on this? Okay. But it sounds a bit friendlier. Oof. Got to do something about this freaking refresh control. I swear that was working. Anyway. What do you think will happen if I make it return -1? No, I can't. Okay, not stressing about that right now. Here's our movie. Man, you've done quite a lot. I think I'm gonna call it a night. To recap, we did our search. We found some bugs. We did this detail screen, and we handled the image pressing logic from sending the image pressing logic from these images back up to this view controller so that it could present the details view controller with its correct information. Alright, I will push my code, but the next steps, do the ratings view over here. And do I even need this? I could just put it in the title. But, okay, it was how they wanted it in the spec. Oh, I don't actually need the movie details. The title here can now actually be movie details. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay. So the next steps. You know what? I'm gonna write these down, otherwise I'm gonna forget. I don't know when I'll do this next, but I kind of need to wrap it up this week. So, oops, to do. You know what? Maybe I should write it in the. I like having things written down on paper. But nano readme uses Swiftlet does indeed to do rating view fix refresher bug decide on my own feature theme, and that includes icon, splash, general, which will be like colors and things like that. So I think that's it, right? It's just the ratings view here, which should be here. The custom feature, whatever the hell that's going to be. That could be big. I don't know how big that'll be. This refresher bug that I'm pretty miffed about. And then, yeah, icon, splash, and general theming. Cool. Yes, that is general. Control X. Git status. Let's push this bad boy. Git commit m. Am I using this theme? Or the app again? Wrong app. Theme. I am. View controller background. Is this being used? Or am I still referring to white? I am. Okay. Added details VC search functionality movie tap delegation updated to do or read me with to do. Okay. Unit tests, but that's whatever. I'm not going to mention that. Should go without saying. And I guess that's it. Push. Sweet. Well, thanks to the couple of viewers and things that I've had, the guy who came and told me that I should be using a collection view. You are right. I'm not sure how off the top of my head, so that's still something I must look into. And then my other what's my activity feed? Master Nath, what a guy. The follows, the raid. What more could I ask for? Cheers. Thanks everyone. We know what our plan is going forward, and progress has been made. This is all we can ask for. And we get to look at myself indefinitely again. Oh my word, my head's been at the tiny bottom the whole time. And I'm so sweaty. Okay, cheers.